Do you want to know a little bit about gate guarding? Hi, I'm Steve Turtle and I'm a gate guard. This story is about Jill and I, gate guarding in the great state of Louisiana. Last week I took the week off and Monkey and Chicken hosted the show with some Steve Turtle bloopers. Jill and I packed up and left our gate for the last time. The first thing we did is we drove down to Red Lobster and had a meal together. The second thing we did is we stayed at Diamond Jack's Casino Campground and we got a good night's sleep together. If you missed last week's bloopers and you want to check them out, I'll put a link right up there. This week we're going to talk about our 10th and final week at gate guarding. I think 10 weeks is our limit because I don't have any more fingers. We're going to talk about our top 5 pros and cons, our total income and cost during our 10 weeks of gate guarding, a little bit of gate guard information, and our next big adventure. And then the next week we'll be traveling to New Orleans. Have you ever noticed that as you get older, your stories change? Jill and I talk about things we never talked about when we were younger. I asked Jill, do you know all the blood types of our friends? She said, why? I said, well, if we need a body part replaced, we'll know who to ask. Now for the weather. Nope, we're not going to talk about the 7-day forecast. This week, I've received a lot of questions and compliments, and I sincerely appreciate all of them. I love creating the videos and sharing our adventure with you. Your questions and compliments motivate me. They help me determine whether or not the things that I'm saying is valid to the things that you want to know, and whether or not I should shut up about some of the things. My goal is to have a channel that's positive and a place that you can come and listen to things about work camping, learn about work camping opportunities, have fun and laugh from time to time. So keep your comments coming. I aim to answer all of them. And if I miss one for some reason or another, let me know. Just tell me, say, hey, you never answered that question. Okay, so let's talk about gate guarding. So we just completed our 10th week at gate guarding. And this is going to be a summary of all the gate guard information and what we think about our gate guard experience here in Louisiana. Now remember, this is our first gate guard experience, so all the information and the things that I talk about will be our experience at gate guarding in Louisiana. Each gate, security company, and geographical location are different. Also, the type of gate and the stage of the drilling process is different as well. Pros and cons. As with any job, you'll have some pros and cons. And here we're going to talk about our top 5 pros and our top 5 cons. Pros, good money. At $175 a day, it's a pretty good way to save up for that next big thing. Whether it's funding the next big adventure or buying a car or putting some money back in your savings account. Site and utilities are paid. Typically, a campsite for the month will run you between $200 and $600. So a free place to park your camper is not a bad deal. Idle time. You don't have a lot of time in between sleep, but just enough to get things done. Jill and I had about 6 hours to fiddle fart around, play cards, and talk. Easy work. You go out, you sign somebody in or out, and go back to your Netflix. No time to spend your money. Since we couldn't leave together, we spent less money than what we normally would do. Cons. 24/7. Someone's got to be there all the time. So if you're the type of person that don't like to be tied down, this job could be difficult. No time away together. Jill and I, we love to run around together. It was hard for us. Sleep time. I had the night shift and sleeping during the day, that was tough for me. I thought it would get better, but it really didn't. I just couldn't get into a real good sleep pattern. Boring. Round about week 4, it started to get monotonous, same old thing. So I started to get bored. Not a lot of challenge. Weather. Regardless of the weather, when the bell rings, you got to get out in it. Whether it's rain, snow, wind, sleet, or rain. I just can't get that bell out of my head. You know, when we were gate guarding, it was around Christmas. And you know how many bells are actually on TV? I jumped up every time I heard a bell. They'd ring a bell, I'd jump up and go answer the gate, and there was nobody there. Well, that's our top 5 pros and cons. And if you'd like to find out more about the pros and cons that I've discussed throughout our whole gate guarding experience, I'll leave a link to our playlist right up there. It's got all the videos, everything you want to know about gate guarding in Louisiana. Can you really make money at gate guarding? Well, how much money can you make? Each week we shared the money side of things so that you could see the income, the cost, and the volume of traffic goes in and out of that gate every week. Well, this was our 10th week and we earned $1,225. We had 456 log entries and worked 30.4 hours. So this is how we figure out how many hours we worked. We had 456 log entries where we log somebody in and log them out. It takes about 4 minutes to do that. So multiply that by 4 and then divide it by 60. We come up with we worked 30.4 hours. And remember, regardless of the number of hours that you actually work, you still got to be there 24/7. Our total income for the 10 weeks that we gate guarded was $12,250. Our total cost was $124.50, mostly water. We had a couple bottles of propane filled up. Now, I didn't talk about propane. We mainly heated the camper with electric. But of course, you know, from time to time, depending on the temperature, we did run our propane heat and then of course cooking. And the cost that we list here is only that which is part of the gate guarding job. When we go out to eat or go out and buy, we can go out to eat. But when we go buy something at McDonald's or whatever and bring it home, that's not part of the cost of gate guarding. Only the things associated with the gate guarding job. Our average traffic volume was 435.2 log entries per week. Our lowest volume of traffic per week was 96 log entries. And our highest volume of traffic per week was 696 log entries. Now it's time for Workamper Job highlights. This week I'd like to share some gate guard groups on Facebook. Now I use all of these groups for gate guard questions and job opportunities. So if you don't see any jobs posted in these Facebook groups, more than likely they don't need any guards. And a list of all the contact information for gate guard companies. I'll leave all this information down below in the description area. Now if you'd like to start gate guarding and you don't know how, I'll leave a link right up there. 5 steps to gate guarding. We were happy that our first gate guard experience would be in Louisiana. We went down to Texas and we just assumed that it was either going to be West Texas or South Texas, and all our research was over in that area, so we weren't even expecting to be in Louisiana. So as soon as she said, "Would you like to go to Louisiana?" we said yes. As far as I know about Texas gate guarding and what I've read on Facebook groups and things like that, I think Louisiana was a very good first-time gate guard experience. We had it pretty good in Louisiana. Our closest convenience store was 2 miles, and then we had a Walmart within 11, and then all the other things, you know, that surround the Walmart. So all the conveniences were there, unlike some places that I've read about in Texas. I've read in Texas, some places you travel to a Walmart 45 minutes to an hour. And the weather here in Louisiana wasn't that bad. I know I complained a lot and, you know, fussed about the rain and things like that, but all in all, wasn't that bad. Could have been worse. All in all, I think we'll gate guard again. Money is good, you know, but maybe next time we'll limit ourselves to 1 month at a time. I don't know. You know, it depends on the gate guard company and what their expectations are and what their needs are. But it is good money, and it's a quick way that you can make a little bit of money and put it in the bank or fund your next adventure, just like I said earlier. I don't know why I'm saying it again. For us, it's one of those jobs that you do it for the money. And you put up with the cons, and you know that when you're done, you move on to your next big adventure. Right now we're in Texas. We're staying at a small campground, Double Hearts. It's located not too far from Sam Rayburn Lake and National Park. It cost us about $150 a week. That's not too bad. We've been here a week, and by the time you see this story, we're going to be on our way to New Orleans, our next big adventure. After New Orleans, we're going to travel down I-10, the southern part of the United States, and travel over to the Panhandle, Florida. I don't know what we're going to do there or in between. I'm sure Jill will let me know. And then we're going to travel up the East Coast along I-95. I think we're going to stop off in Savannah and maybe North Carolina and South Carolina. It depends on how much time we have. And of course, every place that Jill says, oh, go that way, and we'll go that way. Which brings up a story, let me tell you. We were traveling in Missouri. I was listening to the GPS girl, and then all of a sudden we're in the middle of the city and it's 5 lanes of traffic. Jill's trying to tell me to go one way, and the GPS girl's trying to tell me to go the other way. And I'm swerving back and forth trying to decide who I'm going to listen to. And Jill's punching me and all that stuff. And then a policeman saw me and he decided he'd pull me over. He wanted to know why I was driving like that. Thought maybe I had been drinking, which I had not. And then I explained to him how I was trying to listen to 2 women at the same time in 5 lanes of traffic pulling a camper, and he understood. And he didn't give me a ticket. That's true. That's a true story. Eventually arriving in Pennsylvania, where we'll start our next camp host position at Millbridge Resort and RV Park in Ronks, Pennsylvania. We'll be there until sometime around November. And if you get up that way, stop by and say hi. It'll be all right with me. I don't mind. We'll cook some burgers and hang out. Drink a beer. Well, that's our story for the week. If you liked our story, click like. Subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. And ring that bell. New stories every week on Wednesday, right here on this YouTube channel. Thanks for your time. Bye.